I would now like to welcome the Honourable Keith Pitt, Minister for Resources and Water, to formally open our forum. Keith was born into a local farming family in 1969. By that time, the Pitt and Roebuck families had been part of the Wide Bay Burnett community for 2 generations. Educated at Ketnock State High School in Bundaberg, Keith undertook an electrical apprenticeship and was named Queensland Electrical Apprentice of the Year. He went on to complete a bachelor degree in computer and electrical engineering at the Queensland University of Technology. In February 2016, Keith became the Assistant Minister to the Deputy Prime Minister Barnaby Joyce, taking responsibility for a range of policy areas such as natural resource management and the land care program, soil health, animal welfare, rural skills, and Central Queensland water. In July 2016, Keith successfully retained the seat of Hinkler in the federal election and was appointed as the Assistant Minister for Trade, Tourism and Investment. In March 2018, Keith was appointed as Assistant Minister to the Deputy Prime Minister, Michael McCormack. He resigned from this position in August 2018. In July 2021, Keith was sworn in as Minister for Resources and Water, and before this, he was Minister for Resources, Water and Northern Australia. Please join me in welcoming the Honourable Minister Pitt.
Well, to the CRC Chair, Dr. Bruce Kelly, industry and research partners, government and community leaders. I'm delighted to speak to you as you kick off your first annual forum with a theme that resonates so powerfully in our community, and that is creating connections. Creating connections is a perfect reminder that problems are best solved and opportunities are best created through collaboration. And you can't find a better model of collaboration success than the industry-led research collaborations supported by the Australian Government's Cooperative Research Centres program. It's great to see CRC Time carry on the program's 30-year tradition, bringing evidence-based solutions to challenges in mining communities. Your research exploring post-mining opportunities for job creation and business development in regional communities is very close to my heart. Communities that rely on mining for their livelihood deserve continuing access to economic opportunities after mines reach the end of their working life. I'm pleased that the CRC is playing a vital role in helping develop practical and credible pathways to post-mining economies. The resources sector remains the backbone of the Australian economy and the lifeblood of many regional communities across Australia. The sector creates wealth, high-paying jobs and investment for our nation and our people in good times and in times of economic downturn. We've seen the remarkable performance of our iron ore, gold, coal and LNG exports throughout the global pandemic, which has protected Australia against the full force of the COVID crisis. While businesses in many industries across Australia have been hit hard, our resources sector has flourished. The sector has continued to hire more people. Over the 12 months to August 2021, for example, there was a 9.5% increase in mining jobs. More than 266,000 Australians are now directly employed in the sector, mostly in regional areas, and the sector supports another 1.2 million jobs. This success story will remain a part of our economic recovery over the coming years, as investment continues to flow into the sector and demand for Australia's resources commodities continues to grow. In the June 21 quarter alone, the mining sector invested $9.1 billion in major projects. This is good news for jobs and wealth creation. The resources workforce is expected to expand to an estimated 283,600 people by the end of 2025, and exports are forecast to hit a record $349 billion this financial year. This remarkable achievement is a testament to the resource workers who continue to work hard to support the Australian economy. The men and women who help ensure our schools, hospitals and roads continue to be funded through mining royalties and company tax, which were worth over $39.2 billion in 1920. For Australia to continue to benefit from our resources, we need to maintain community trust in the sector. The way we plan and execute mining operations, from opening to closure, is crucial to this. There's growing community expectation that mine sites will be properly rehabilitated or reused. And as you know, the rehab and reuse of expired mine sites are the primary responsibility of the state and territory governments. But the Australian government takes a keen interest in these activities because they have great potential to create new opportunities. They can ensure previously mined land is available for future economic activity, conservation or community use, and we're making good progress. Mine rehab in Australia has come a long way in the past decade. I know mining companies take their responsibility seriously in this area. I've had the opportunity to visit many mines to see the first-hand work, outstanding work I have to say, that they do to rehabilitate the land after a mine reaches the end of its life. Former mines are now being used for agriculture and other productive activities. Now, I know that mining companies, backed by advances in research and technology, are working to ensure that mine sites continue to contribute. Research is helping build more knowledge and options for mine closure and rehab, including reusing mines, retreating tailings, or delaying closure due to new technology. New technology is transforming mining productivity and methods over the mining life cycle, with our world-class met sector leading the way. We've seen how autonomous mines like BHP's Jimblebar iron ore mine in the Pilbara are lifting the production capacity of Australian miners. Similarly, new technology is providing long-term solutions for remediation and tailings reprocessing that can extend the operational life of mines and bring more commercial opportunities to the mining sector. A prime example is Century Mine in Queensland. Century used to be one of the world's biggest zinc producers until its closure in 2016. In 2017, New Century Resources acquired the site from MMG, one of your partners, and embarked on a major rehabilitation. Backed by specialised technology, the waste material left behind by MMG was reprocessed to recover valuable residual resources. As New Century's Head of Corporate Affairs, Shane Goodwin, explains, the previous owners shut down when they had mined everything they had ever wanted to mine. Our business model is to squeeze the value out of the remaining resources. The tailings retreatment, which started in 2018, is ramping up to nameplate capacity of over 500,000 tonnes per annum of zinc concentrate. New tech has brought a mine back to life and propelled New Century to be the 10th biggest zinc producer in the world. What a remarkable outcome. There are other mining companies doing fantastic work across Australia. Alcoa, for example, rehabilitates about 600 hectares of mined land each year at its Huntly and Willowdale bauxite mine operations in WA, and restores the plant species that existed there prior to mining. In New South Wales, Glencore has been undertaking rehab at its Mount Owen coal operations in the Hunter Valley, ensuring that mine land is returned to productive use and habitat for wildlife is restored. The Australian Government is backing the mine rehab efforts. We committed funding in this year's budget to rehabilitate the former Rum Jungle mine in the Northern Territory. Uranium and copper were mined at Rum Jungle from 1953 to 1971, when standards of environmental and cultural heritage protection were not as high as they are now. The Australian Government has worked with the Northern Territory Government and traditional owners to develop a rehab design that achieves the site's environmental and cultural objectives and ensures the local community benefits from the project. The rehab work is expected to create 61 full-time jobs, provide training opportunities and improve sites of Indigenous heritage. The Government sees value in building new knowledge for rehabilitating and reusing mine sites for the benefit of regional communities. That's why we're investing $29.5 million in CRC time over 10 years to help build this capability and create opportunities for those communities. With over 70 strong partners contributing more than $100 million, backed by the superior research firepower of CSIRO, Geoscience Australia and our world-class universities, the long-term future of our mining communities looks bright. I look forward to more of your innovative solutions in the years ahead. Thank you.
Thanks, Minister. Leading thoughts on the need for us as a nation to unlock the value that can be generated through mine closure and beyond.